Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you for being with us this morning. Thank you to our media partners for joining us, and thank you for those of you joining us on social media. If you're watching our stream this morning, you have questions you would like to ask, please feel free to put those questions in the comments in the City of Savannah's Facebook or Instagram streams, or Mayor Johnson SAV, and we will field those after our media partners in the room have the opportunity to do so. This is our last media briefing for 2025, and I just want to take an opportunity to thank our media partners for being here today and for coming to these throughout the year. We've done well over 45 to 50 of them over the year, and helping me keep the people of Savannah informed and up to date about things happening in the city and important things they need to know about. If you haven't figured it out already, it's cold. Unusually cold for us, and as many of you know, our temperatures have dropped below 20 degrees on Sunday night, and you know that when that happens in Savannah, we act decisively and we act quickly. We opened a warming station to make sure that our most vulnerable neighbors had a safe place to go, and I want to thank Team Savannah and our homeless community partners and those that have worked with us into the night to help make that happen. So the good news is that we're warming back up. As we probably will be wearing shorts by the end of the week. That's how it is in Savannah. We could be looking at a Christmas temperature near 70 degrees. But let me be clear that we stand ready to reactivate our warming centers at any time our temperatures fall below 20 degrees, without hesitation, without waiting. We will take care of our people, and we will continue to look out for those who need us the most. Obviously, top of mind this morning is the ongoing assault investigation in Forsyth Park. Our Savannah Police Department continues to work around the clock, and I mean literally around the clock, interviewing dozens of individuals, reviewing evidence, and tracking down every investigative lead. For us, I've been actively engaged with Chief Gunther and the law enforcement team, ensuring that we have the latest and greatest information that we can share. I want to make sure that we're absolutely clear. This is an active investigation, which limits what can be shared publicly. And so although I know there is a desire for people to know, we do not and will not jeopardize the integrity of the investigation so that we're able to get media hits, so to speak. We recognize this has been a large story and a story that's received national attention, but we also want to make sure that the most important thing remains the most important thing. And so the most important thing is making sure that we find who did this horrendous act. It is important to know that we have identified the Bugs Bunny guy, or the individual that is a person of interest that was in the video wearing the black hoodie with Bugs Bunny on the front. He has been identified. He is still a person of interest, and we are currently interviewing him. The police will make a determination whether he had no relationship to this, whether he was a witness to this, or whether he may have been a suspect in this. We do not know at this time, and so therefore we will let the police do what the police do. In any case, we're still asking the public for help. If you were in the park that evening, if you saw something, if you heard something, we're asking for you to please come forward. We know that even the smallest detail can help move this investigation forward. And so we are committed to continuing to be able to do that. This was a horrific incident that shocked us to the core. In all of the time that I have been all of the time that I've been in law enforcement here and engaged in public service over 30 years, I cannot remember anything like this involving acid. And there are just so many questions about the who's, why's, motivation, where did you get the acid from, all of these things. And so these are questions that have to be answered. We have the FBI working with us with their advanced technology, helping the Savannah Police Department. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms are actively assisting us. We have our federal ADA, federal U.S. attorney on standby. And if possible and if necessary, we will prosecute this federally. We just won't tolerate these types of behaviors. Again, there's no words to this. I have been in contact with the family over the last couple of days. And in spite of what has occurred, this young lady is in remarkably good spirits. But, this was a horrific injury and a horrific assault. And I've committed to them that the finest police department in the world will bring this individual to justice and will bring him to accountability. And we will do that. And in a world that seems to have been shaken by darkness, and this week it just seems to be so much, the shooting in Australia at Bondi Beach, the shooting at Brown University, certainly our incident here, acts that have tried to steal our innocence and peace, we chose not to retreat in fear. And so on Sunday, we returned to Forsyth Park, the site of this horrific act of violence, to make a very clear and very resolute statement that light still cancels out darkness, that love still overcomes hate, and the greater good will always prevail. And so I was happy to join our Jewish community and others in celebrating the first night of Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. And we gathered not to ignore pain, but to confront it together with courage, with compassion, and with unity. You don't let terrorists win. You go back. This is our part, this is our city, and we're not going to let anyone take it away from us. This is who we are. This is Savannah. And for us, this is Savannah Strong. Last week, the Savannah City Council formally adopted the 2026 budget. And I want to thank our residents, our staff, my colleagues on council, and Team Savannah for their months of work, discussion, collaboration that has led to that moment occurring. This is a responsible and forward-looking budget that aligns directly with our Savannah GPS strategic plan. So now the real work begins. We now have to implement. And so that includes major investments in public safety, hiring additional firefighters for our growth, strengthening sanitation, parks, neighborhood safety, and the services that Savannahans rely on every day. Excuse me. This is an exciting step for our city, and I am proud of the thoughtful approach that has been employed to move Savannah forward. I remind everyone that in July, the Savannah City Council reduced our millage rate, again, making it the lowest millage rate since 1987. So we're continuing to be responsible with what our citizens give us. And today, I'm also very excited to announce some very important news about the future of housing in our city. Savannah is preparing to launch a major new initiative called Housing United. And I believe that it will stand as one of the most impactful housing efforts our community has ever taken. Many of you remember one of my campaign promises when I was first elected, and one of the first things I did was to institute Savannah's first affordable housing plan called Housing Savannah. And to conduct that plan was a task force called Housing Savannah. And so Housing Savannah came in, they came up with a plan, came up with some goals, some very ambitious goals that our city has been able to absolutely exceed. and we've run that course. And so now we recognize that as we talk about affordable housing in Savannah, we really have to talk about it in a much more regional and global space. So Housing United, which is the new name, is built on a very simple idea, is that when our city and our nonprofit partners and our faith community and our business community come together with shared purpose, we can still move mountains. And so we've been working side by side to design a coordinated, collaborative approach that expands access to safe, stable, affordable housing and opens real pathways of opportunity for Savannah families. So it's more than about programs. It's really about systemic ways of helping people. It's about working families who are struggling to find a place that they can afford, a quality place they can afford. It's about dignity. It's about seniors who want to age in place. It's about young people who deserve the opportunity to have a stable foundation as they build their futures. And it's about strengthening entire neighborhoods so that every Savannian has the chance to thrive. So we'll be sharing full details in the coming days, but I want our residents to hear directly from me today. We continue to act. We're not standing still. Help continues to come the best way we're able to deliver it. And Savannah is united in and with our regional partners to ensure that more of our neighbors have a place they can proudly call home. So Housing United is a very powerful example of what we can accomplish, not only when Savannah leads, but when we work together and we believe in each other. So I look forward to unveiling that plan very, very soon. On a much lighter and wetter note, I want to invite everyone to join us this Friday for a community celebration at Forsyth Park as we officially turn our fountain back on. This is one of Savannah's most iconic landmarks, and bringing it back online during the holidays is always a special moment. We have some special guests coming. We've been able to arrange Santa and Mrs. Claus to visit the hostess city in advance of Christmas to be with us for photos in front of the fountain from 10 a.m. to 11:30. The mayor gets his picture with Mr. and Mrs. Claus first. And we encourage families to bring an unwrapped toy for Toys for Tots so that we can spread joy to children across our community. We'll have cookies, we'll have cocoa, we'll have a chance to come together and enjoy the season in the heart of our city. The event starts at 9:30, and we look forward to seeing you there. We're also happy to announce that the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement is hosting its Holiday Safety Extravaganza this Saturday at St. Philip AME Church on MLK Boulevard. I believe it's 613 MLK Boulevard. This is a free, family-friendly event designed not only to celebrate the season, but also to build stronger, safer, and more connected neighborhoods. There'll be live music, free food, games, arts, crafts, and a special Grow and Glow session focused on mentoring and empowerment for girls and women. I've been very, very proud of our Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement and the work that they're doing. Very specialized work, creating spaces where community members can come together, where they can learn from one another, and where they can strengthen the bonds that make Savannah the resilient city that it is. Everyone is invited. And on December the 22nd, if y'all want to see something really funny, I will be lacing up my skates once again for our Move with the Mayor Skate into the Holidays event at the In-Market Arena Ice Rink. This is one of my favorite events because it will bring our young people together in a fun, healthy, and active way during the holiday break. I have not put on ice skates in years. I used to be able to ice skate a little bit, and I'm sure over the years it's probably really bad, but I will not fall. I will not fall. but it's open to kids from ages 5 to 16. And so we have over 200 kids that have signed up. So we'll have snacks, activities, and even Davey from the Ghost Pirates is going to come, and he's going to make sure I don't fall. So this is a part of our broader initiative to promote youth wellness and encourage our families to stay active together. Registration is closed, but we will do more Move with the Mayor event soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone on the ice with us. Also, it's important to remind everyone that our sanitation department is out this week delivering the 2026 sanitation services calendars. You'll find them attached right next to your residential cart on your regular pickup day. These calendars lay out your collection schedule, date by date for the year, and they include helpful information about recycling, bulk pickup, and yard waste, everything you need to know to stay on track. If you don't get a calendar by the end of the week, or something doesn't look right with your service, just call our sanitation customer service at 912-651-6579, 912-651-6579. These calendars may seem simple, but they really help us to keep organized and keep Savannah clean. And I know for me, I use it a lot for recycling because I really always lose track of the dates that's recycling. And so rather than put my recycling cart out there and look stupid because recycling is not coming, I'm able to look right at my calendar and know what date the recycling day is. So I also want to give folks a heads up on an important infrastructure project starting on yesterday. Louisville Road will be closed between Telfair Street and Fair Street for about 30 days while we install a new drainage culvert as a part of our work to improve the Dundee Canal Basin. So this is really for the folks out there in the Woodville area, folks that travel or use it as a cut through to get to Garden City. This is a huge major upgrade, and it's going to allow us to help move water more efficiently and reduce flooding in the neighborhoods north of Louisville Road. So we know that while any road closure can be frustrating, we really do appreciate your patience while we're getting this work done. Please, in advance, before you get mad and tell me off, plan an alternate route and give yourself a little extra time when traveling through the area. We also continue to seek public input on one of our most transformative public projects in Savannah's history, and that's called Project Durin. A public survey is currently available, and I want to strongly encourage residents, particularly those who live, work, or travel through the Durin Avenue corridor, which is all of us, to take a moment to share your feedback. Your input helps guide the decisions we make and ensures the final design reflects the needs of our entire community. As a final reminder, next week is going to be a different week. Our city offices are closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Our residential garbage and yard waste will not be collected on those dates. So please wrap up your food, and please, ladies and gentlemen, for all the nice big gifts you got, be careful about the boxes and putting boxes outside, because folks that might want to break into your house know exactly what to look for. So, break the boxes down, wait until the day of collection. Collection will resume on Friday, December the 26th, on a one-day delay. We will not be recycling on December 25th. I don't think that Jesus or Santa Claus will want us doing that. So sweeping operations will pause on December the 24th and 25th, and will resume on the 26th. The Dean Forest Landfill and the Bacon Park Transfer Station will also be closed on Christmas Day. We encourage our residents to plan accordingly. And for over a year now, as you know, we've been keeping our top 10 most wanted list at the forefront. This has been an initiative that I felt that I could put out there to help our citizens to be engaged, because we recognize that public safety is a public responsibility. And so the public has really responded in major ways to help us to be able to identify and locate individuals who should not be on our streets. This is not a list you want to find yourself on, and so we strongly encourage people, if you hear your name on this list, go ahead, lawyer up and come to see us. If you hear the name of a family member on this list, go ahead and encourage them to go ahead and turn themselves in. You can always call us directly at 912-525-3124, 912-525-3124. You can submit an anonymous tip through the SPD mobile app. And you can always call my office at 912-651-4444, 912-651-4444. Y'all know I will tell. So I've got a good tip earlier this week about something. So thank you very much for doing that. Feel free to call. As of today, December 16th, they're the top 10 wanted in our list, but I want to add an 11th, and that 11th will be that individual in Forsyth Park. We want him badly. We want him badly. We don't know his name, but as you know, the Savannah Police Department is very good. Matter of fact, better than the nation average in clearing crimes like this, and so we will get him. So I'm putting that individual in the silhouette, whoever he is, or she is, whoever. We're going to put them at the top of our list. So the other ones include Avery Samuels. He has been arrested for burglary. Jamari Taylor has been arrested for aggravated assault and battery. Jerani Campbell has been arrested for aggravated assault and simple battery. Corey Underwood is still wanted for aggravated assault. Rictavius Gilliard is still wanted for aggravated assault and aggravated stalking. Tobias Alston is still wanted for aggravated assault and possession of a firearm. Anthony Brown is still wanted for aggravated assault and possession of a firearm. Elinaxi Castillo is still wanted for battery and cruelty to children. Timothy Patterson is still wanted for rape and aggravated assault. Malik Williams is still wanted for aggravated battery. Ladies and gentlemen, if these folks show up at your house for Christmas, call the police. If they show up, they are a danger to you and to your family. Call the police. We will come get them on Christmas Day. Do your part to protect our community. Turn yourself in or turn them in. And as always, you can find this list at savannahpd.org/savannahpd.org/most wanted. And finally, we've been really proud of our partnership with Savannah Police Department with WTOC. We're gathering toys for the Toyland. And this is tomorrow at the Walmart on Whitmarsh Island. If you are able, consider donating. The toys gathered will be a blessing for children and families within our own communities. So as we move in deeper into the holiday season, let me again thank all of you. Our city employees, our nonprofit partners, everyone who makes Savannah strong, everyone who makes Savannah safe. We don't get there by ourselves. And so we are blessed to continue to live in the greatest city on earth. We are the greatest city because of not only who we are, but because of what we do. And so let us look out for each other. Let's treat each other with kindness. Let's remember that although this is the happiest time of the year for many people, for many of us, this is also the hardest time of the year. Lives have changed. Lives have been broken. There's some empty chair at the table. Situations have changed. And we need to make sure that we are being our brother's keeper. And I'm asking all of you, do someone the benefit of the ministry of care. Take a moment just to call and tell someone, hey, I'm thinking about you and I just want to check in on you. I think that is what makes Savannah special. So thank you all very much. And so that ends my prepared questions. And so we'll go ahead and start, and then we will go to our Instagram and Facebook, Mayor Johnson, SAV, and of course, City of Savannah. And Nikki, you're driving.
Morning, Mr. Mayor. Evan Lassiter, Savannah Morning News. A couple questions on the budget. Council passed it without the stormwater fee included.
Yes.
The vote was continued to January. Just curious the reason for that.
Yeah, basically, some folks came and all of a sudden say they didn't know anything about it, which I thought was interesting because the reality is that, as you know, we've been talking about this over a year. We created the stormwater utility in December of 2024. And so we have been talking about it. We had public hearings. We had 6 public hearings in all the aldermanic districts. We put together a community advisory board involving 9 individuals selected by City Council. You all have reported on this extensively. And so it was really amazing to me that, you know, people who I thought would know better would say, well, we'd never heard of anything about this. So I pulled the item from the agenda, and we're setting up a couple of more meetings because I think that the city of Savannah has made the absolute best case about why this is necessary, why this is important, and again, how we are addressing the #1 need identified by our residents and our council in our strategic plan, and that's been stormwater. So, you know, we could have powered it through. It probably would have passed narrowly, but the reality is, you know, I've learned in the abundance of caution, fine. I mean, 1 month is not going to hurt this because we weren't collecting until July anyway.
Do you have any concern about it passing at this point?
I don't. You know, again, we've made a case. It's not an issue in December. It's an issue in July and August when you all are running footage or your newspaper is taking pictures of the lakes that pond up and people are like, we've got to do something, we've got to do something. Well, this is what we want to be able to do. It's important to note that SPLOST, the special purpose local option sales tax, cannot be used for maintenance by law. So people are like, well, we just passed the SPLOST. No, SPLOST is only to build new stuff. It cannot be used for maintenance. And so although we're able to do things like we're doing on Telfair in terms of building new stuff or improving new stuff, we can't maintain it. And so therefore the stormwater way is a way for us to continue to maintain our systems that we know are rapidly aging. For me, and I think for most of council, we don't want to continue to kick this down the road. I think the most important thing to note is in the midst of all of this, we have reduced property taxes. Our property millage rate in July, which we reduced it more than the money we're trying to seek for the stormwater utility. We think that the stormwater fee is much more equitable, much more fairer because everyone pays it rather than just the property tax where just non-exempt taxpayers or property owners pay for it. So this is something that over 70 communities do in Georgia, and we think it's a good way to proceed, a fair way to proceed. Most homeowners are paying between $4.75 and $6 every 2 months.
And just any other highlights in the budget you passed, things that stick out as important?
Yeah, so I think the thing I liked the most about it was that this is fully informed, our first budget fully informed about our strategic plan. It makes our strategic plan relevant. The priorities that we set, we required that each budget expenditure really focused on one of the objectives in our strategic plan. And so I think that is what this is all about because it means that we're funding our priorities. You know, obviously a raise for our employees. We have the greatest employees in the world. I want to make sure that we're always not only combating the cost of living, but also paying not only a livable wage, but a wage where they can afford everything that they need and most of the stuff that they want and be able to put something away. And so every year since I've been mayor, we have done that and invested more in our employees than ever before. We continue to do that. We are hiring 38, I believe, new firefighters as we continue to grow and expand our fire services. And so I think for us, you know, what you find with our government is really thoughtful, responsible fiscal management. And I think that is what our folks want from us. We've been very transparent. As you all know, I show up mostly every Tuesday. I'm here every Friday. We send out a newsletter. We want people to be informed and be engaged. And this year we also had a budget session where people can come in and learn about how the budget went. And people said they didn't realize that, before you even do a program, you have a personnel cost, which is most of our costs. So, if you want the best services, you have to have the best employees.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
I need a coat. It's really
Huh?
hot outside. I need a coat. It's cold.
You need a coat outside, but you need like a swimsuit in here because it's kind of toasty in here. So we're glad that the heat works.
And I kind of want you to talk a little bit about that. Roads closing. I remember earlier this year it snowed for the first time in like 7 years. Can you talk to me about how the city is preparing, or how maybe it's prepared in case something like that happens again?
So we have emergency preparedness plans that are on our tables all the time. We have a full emergency management team. We have what's called a COOP, a continuity of operations. And so there are folks in the city and in every department whose main goal is to make sure that the city continues to run, make sure we're able to provide services. You see Nikki and Ariel and their team here. They're doing this today, but if we're in an emergency, they're doing other stuff. And so we all transition to that emergency thing. It's kind of hard to prepare for snow. No, we're not buying, snow plows. And no, we probably won't be buying a whole bunch of salt. Because it was 7 years before that, it was like 9 years before that, and we just prayed don't snow. But it just shows you really how our climate is changing. And as you all know, it snowed and we were shut down for like the better part of a week. We couldn't go nowhere. And so it could happen again. We've learned some lessons from the last time. And I think some people learned some lessons. We tell you to stay in. They're like, oh, it's so beautiful. Let me go out and drive. Not understanding, like I do, what black ice really means. Black ice is a real thing. And some folks really learned the lesson the hard way because of it.
And I kind of want to also talk about that stormwater drainage fee. I
Sure.
remember during the workshop for the budget, multiple of the aldermen and alderwomen congratulated and said, hey, I appreciate that you've gone out of your way to make this known to the public. And so for you guys to hear that people in the public haven't heard about it, how do you try and tackle informing those people who didn't hear about it in the past?
Well, the first thing you do is that you bring up the record. And so I sent a document to some folks and saying, hey, here's the coverage. This is when we've talked about it. And the council members knew. Again, this is not a secret. We have not, we have gone over board to be communicative and to be transparent about this. Is the process, while we're doing it, what's driving it. And so again, there's no skin off our back. That's why I pulled it. Fine, we'll hold another meeting. We had 6 of them. Some of you covered them, and after that, we're going to vote on the second meeting in January. And so, all we can do, as I've told someone before, is preach the gospel. People have to listen, and they have to hear, and they have to be engaged. But fortunately for us, the information is out there. Certainly our extraordinary efforts of being communicative are out there as well.
And then I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about seeing an SPD investigator right outside of the door when you first walked in. And so I'm just curious, what was that conversation like, and what is conversations with SPD about this asset investigation been like in the last just couple of days?
Well, he's mine. That's my chief of security. So he's mine. So he's an investigator in his other life, but he's also responsible for the security of the mayor. I've been in contact with Savannah Police several times a day. I usually already am, just about other stuff that's going on, but in this case, of course, it's different for us. Even our longer serving officers, again, I've been in law enforcement since 1994, and none of us can remember something like this. It's like, how do you prepare for something like this? And so, I repeat my assertion that people say, oh, Savannah's not safe. No, this was off the norm. And, you know, we're going to find the individual. We're going to find out the facts. We have increased our security around the perimeters in the park. As many of you know, back to to the question, as we continue to invest in technology. At the last agenda meeting, we received $972,000 from the Savannah College of Art and Design. Most of that to technology improvements that we chose to use that for. So I think we're getting better in that space. You know, for us, and I think the point of the matter is this, for people who say that we're not safe, we have 150,000 people who live here. We have 16 million people visit us over the course of a year. We have people that come here and live, work, and play, that visit events here, and most of them have a wonderful experience and no problems. Our goal is to make sure every single person, every single time, has that experience. Unfortunately, for a few folks in our community, at various times, that has not been the experience. So although we recognize that we want to get to 100% experience every single time, we also recognize the work that has been done in terms of the events that did not happen, the people who were taken off the street, the things that were avoided because of the work of the folks of the city of Savannah, Savannah Police Department, Savannah Impact, the ONE's office, and our citizens.
And then, sorry for my last question.
No, you're good.
I feel like it's fair, but the contact made with the Bugs Bunny guy, as he's being known, I guess, can you confirm whether that was a phone call, a conversation in person? It just said made contact. I was unaware of what.
Sure. So what I can say that the individual came in voluntarily. And it's important to note there's a difference between a suspect and a person of interest. A person of interest could be a person that might have been in the area. It could be a person that was a witness. It could be a person that has relative information. It could be a suspect. And so I want to make sure that we're not demonizing someone, you know, it's just somebody we want to talk to. And so the individual came in voluntarily, and we are talking to him at this hour, and he's not detained. We're just talking. We will develop investigative product, and from there, again, we have nothing to hide, and we won't hide. The moment we can release information, y'all know we will do it. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mayor Johnson.
Hello.
Lydia Blackstone, WJCL. Want to talk a little bit more about the acid attack.
Sure.
Now that it's been almost a week, do we know what the substance was? Was it homemade? Was it bought? What do y'all know from the ATF?
Well, some of that is still is investigative material, which is why we brought in the FBI and the ATF. Obviously, they're experts in this. Again, this is something that's really new to us. Not only determining what the substance was, how it was obtained. I'm being honest with you. I was talking with our team. I'm like, I don't even know how to get acid. And then my question, how do you carry acid? I wouldn't want to carry acid. You know, all of these things. So I'll let the police department release that as a part of their investigative updates. You know, at this point, I don't know. But I know, you know, again, we recognize that we needed to get the specialized help of ATF and FBI, again, who have some of the means to be able to really look at this from a 30,000-foot angle and help us out. So we're appreciative for their help.
Yeah, and as for the pinging phones that are in the area the SPD is doing right now, how does that work? And tell me about that process right now.
Well, just very generally speaking, and not to this, I remember a time where they used to triangulate phones and they could say whether you were like within 20 feet. Now they can talk about where you actually are. They can talk about your direction of travel, your speed of travel. I mean, technology is really, really advanced. For us, I mean, and for people need to know that, you know, these phones, they're low jacks. They can really tell a lot about your information. And again, not only using the resources of the Savannah Police Department, but also using the FBI, we'll be able to really drill down on some of the activity there.
And then last question for
Mm-hmm.
you. I know a lot of times when we talk about crime in the city of Savannah, it's not random. And in this case, we don't know if it's random or not. I know it has a lot of young women that are walking to their cars at night in downtown on edge. Is there anything that the city of Savannah is planning to do to make those people that are walking around downtown at night feel safer?
Well, again, I think, to my earlier point, between 150,000 people, most of them women, 16 million folks visiting us, mostly women there downtown in our streets. Last night in the cold, there were people out having the time of their lives. I think, we've always increased our patrols during the holiday season. That's normal for us. I think that we have to also exercise, some wisdom. I know for me, I'm always very, very aware, or try to be aware of my surroundings. If it doesn't look right, I move away from it, not move towards it. I make sure that individuals know where I am. And so this is not only for women, but for men. Obviously, you want to avoid traveling alone. I think you really want to do that anywhere. And so we just ask people to exercise good judgment and good safety. And if we'll post some safety tips for people. Just always be aware of your surroundings, be situationally aware, understand what is going on around you. If it doesn't feel safe, then, it may not be safe. You could always walk across the street. You could always change directions. You could always call 911.
That's all.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, congratulations, right? Aren't you like a rising star or something?
Oh yeah.
See, I watch the news.
I'm not a big fan of my headshot right now, but
It's all right, but hey, it's all right. You got your recognition. Congratulations.
So I'm going to switch a little bit of gears. So we're just talking. We're looking at the end of 2025.
Yes.
Which is exciting.
Yes.
So as we look towards the end of 2025, is there a specific accomplishment throughout this entire year that you're very proud of? There's a lot that's gone on, like Cam said. You got the snowstorm, you got Fort Stewart, you got this going on, you've had a lot happen. What are you most proud of accomplishing this year? And then looking forward to 2026, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge so far?
I'm really proud that this city has been able to withstand the changing landscape in this country. We know things have changed. The federal government has changed things that were very, very clear and certain to us end of last year are not clear and certain to us now. We've been able to navigate very responsibly, and we've been able to really shift. We've been able to handle snow, but thank God we had no tropical storm events this year. We've been able to go out and continue to recruit the best and brightest to come and join our team. I've been very proud that we've been able to reduce our millage rate, which is something that some of our neighboring municipalities have not been able to do. I'm proud of the fact that we've been very, very communicative and transparent with people. Even if they don't like it, they can't say they didn't know about it. And I'm proud that in the midst of this, we've been able to pass a budget on time, and that's balanced. We came back into City Hall this year. As you see, it continues to be a work of art. Our Forsyth Park fountain, we're getting ready to turn that back on. For a couple of weeks this year, we fed people because SNAP benefits and federal layoffs had really been challenging, and this city stepped up to make sure that individuals had what they needed for their families to be able to survive. We're not built for that. We don't feed people, but yet we found a way to be able to do that. So again, I continue to be very, very proud of this city, and I'm continue to be very proud of my ability now to go around the world and tell people how great this city is. So.
And then on top of, you mentioned the Forsyth Fountains finally starting this Friday. I know we've had a lot of curious residents walk through the park, even asking, what's going on? When is it going to be back?
It was being fixed, yeah.
Can you just say something to the residents that are they've been curious for a while now. They've been dying to see it go on. What do you want
So
to do?
now the truth is, when we took it, I gave a timeline, and I said by the end of the year, the reality was is that we could do one of two things. We could wait till it breaks, and we're doing an emergency repair, or we can be very proactive about how we address this. So the fact was, I think this was the first major renovation, I think it was since the 90s, I believe. But, to take it, we don't have the resources here to fix it. We sent it to Alabama. In the meantime, the folks were dealing with the mechanics within it. It came back. We're doing new connections. We're adding new features. And so it's been there, and now it will come open by the end of the year, just like we said it would. So for those who've been waiting, thank you for being patient. I think people really understood that we wanted to make sure that we had our beloved fountain around for years to come. And so I'm proud of this city for being very proactive and being able to do that. Next to come, looking forward, Savannah Civic Center. We will be bringing down our Civic Center arena in January, between January and mid-year. We will be renaming the Savannah Civic Center as the Martin Luther King Jr. Civic Center. So again, we're taking big moves, and we're continuing to really face headwinds, and we're really, really prevailing. So I'm excited about that.
My last question is just related again to the acid attack. So you mentioned how you've been communicating directly with the family. I
Yes.
saw earlier this week that it said as of right now, 50% of her body is probably going to have those burns on
Yes.
her body. How is the city supporting her during this time, and is there anything specifically that they're saying about her recovery process? Like, is it improving? I know they were testing some stuff with some cadaver skin also.
Right. So let me say, out of respect for her and her family, I won't release medical information. I'll let them do that as they see fit. Not only have I been personally in contact with her family, her best friend who's been by her side, we've sent members of our team there as well. To visit and check on her. This community has been absolutely amazing. I understand the GoFundMe account has been started, and money's being raised in that way. And then for us, prayer always helps. Prayer always helps. As I know and understand, she's had a remarkable attitude in spite of all this going on. So the city will continue to be supportive to her on that end, and we'll be very interested in justice and accountability on the other end, because I think, what will make her feel best is make sure that whoever did this is off of our streets.
I just want to piggyback one last thing.
Sure.
So Lydia mentioned about just people worried about going in the park. Can we confirm, or are we able to kind of clarify, is this going to be a one-time type of attack, or do you think it can happen again, or is there going to be some copycat cases? I think that's why people are nervous.
Yeah. Well, I think, this is, I think it would be foolish to say it could never happen again. Again, I think it's so unusual and so many unique parts. I don't think it would be probable. But of course, we also now have some information about what to look for in that space as well. How people obtain it, how they transport it. So we'll have some ways of being able to address that as well. Again, we've increased. We went right back out to Forsyth Park on Sunday, and I was out there for quite a while. It was important for us to go back to that space. We're not going to let people scare us out of our own parks, and so we're going to be vigilant, and we're going to stand up against hate and extremism and bad behavior. Those individuals don't deserve to be on our streets, and we're going to remove them from our streets.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, 11 Alive from Atlanta is watching this morning and sent in a question.
We're not answering no questions from Atlanta. No.
Yeah, it is related to the investigation for the Forsyth Park assault. They're asking, can you detail how the Bugs Bunny person of interest in the acid attack case was ultimately identified, and when did police start interviewing this individual?
I can release that. As you all know, that we had a video of an individual who was described as wearing a black hoodie with a figure that appeared to be Bugs Bunny on it. We widely distributed that video. The person was identified, and that person came in voluntarily as a person of interest, and we are talking to him. He is not detained at this time. We're just asking questions of him at this time. Again, we will release more information. A person of interest is different than a suspect. He has not been determined to be a suspect at this time. And hello, 11 Alive in Atlanta. Thank you for watching us.
I got 2 questions.
All right, I need to get, you got to have a question. Yes, sir.
Any big holiday plans, spending with family, seeing your mother?
Yes, I am going to at least see my mother for a couple of days. It is the most humbling experience on earth that you are the mayor of the world's greatest city, that you are the president of the African American Mayors Association, that you are the first vice president of the National League of Cities, and I get home and this boy take out the trash. That is extremely humbling to me, and I love it. I just love it. That, you know, at the end of the day, I always don't look good to her. You're not eating enough. And so here's breakfast, here's lunch, your food is getting cold. I'm like, all I eat is cold food. You know, well, you have to eat breakfast. I'm like, I never eat breakfast. So, it's an opportunity for me to reflect on the blessings of this holiday season. And, as many of you know, I lost my dad the day after my inauguration 2 years ago. So it's different navigating that space. But I'm grateful for him, grateful for what I have, and grateful for this time of year. All right. Yes, sir.
So for the first one, someone said, I see that money has been set aside in the budget for skateboard parks. Is there any way for local skaters to collaborate with the city on what they would want?
Yes, and we will continue to do that. We recognize that we have to continue to provide more diversified ways. Our goal is to be everything to everybody, that everybody, no matter who you are, can find a way here. So we will take that down. And, the fact is, I hate to say it, but Jay Melder doesn't skateboard. And if he does, he doesn't do it really well. So we have to ask real skateboarders about how to create a skateboard park that makes sense. So yes, send us your information, and we'll make sure that we get some real skateboarders out there. We're adding boxing, we're adding karate. Again, adding new ways for young people to get involved. We're adding girls basketball. We recognize that girls can do more than cheer. We like to see girls balling. And ultimately, after the successful SEC volleyball championship here in Savannah, I would love to see girls volleyball. Again, we have to create these opportunities for people to get in where they fit in.
We got one more. Any goals on the top of mind for the city of Savannah for next year?
Pause real quick. This question is actually from Kyron DeVoe. Do you remember him?
I don't remember him.
You don't remember?
I don't remember him.
No.
He's not at JCL no more. I don't remember him.
He said he wanted to wish you Merry Christmas and join the live chat today.
Oh, so where is he now?
He's in his hometown, New Orleans.
Oh, all right. Well, I was just in New Orleans. I was there. I spoke at an anti-Semitism conference in New Orleans. I wish I had known that. Well, hi, Kyra. Good to see you. We miss you here. So for me, I think beginning of the year, this is halftime for my administration. So I assess where we were in the first 2 quarters, and we look at the game plan for the next 2 quarters, so to speak. We're going to come out the gate strong. Again, stormwater fee, dealing with the Civic Center and the demolition of the arena, really talking about the River Street, really talking about the Canal District, moving in those types of ways, making sure that we are continue to create a safe community, expanding our fire and police departments. So it's a lot on, but again, I think that we do good work to do more good work, and so we have a foundation of 2 good years of work that we'll use that to propel us into the next year. The most interesting thing is I go to cities now around the world. I go to meet with mayors, and they're looking at Savannah like, wow, Savannah's really doing some amazing things in many spaces. And folks say, oh, Savannah's the most horrible place on earth. It's like you haven't been anywhere. You haven't been anywhere. For those who travel, those who go to other places, they see really that, Savannah is not only punching above our weight, but we are really moving in some very, very positive ways. And so we're not perfect. We're not going to solve everyone's problems, but I think this city, pound for pound, goes above and beyond. Give me a smile. Oh, okay. We go pound for pound, we go above and beyond to do some amazing things. All right? All
I
right?
got one for you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, we'll get out of here right
I mean, look, this is my last one, so you get it in.
That pinging phones stuff that was brought up earlier. How is that decided to bring that in, and how is that being used currently? Like, how are you deciding who to use it on and when?
Well, that's technology. I mean, it's technology that's available to law enforcement agencies. I would assume, and this is me speculating, we use it for Savannah Police. The FBI has it on like speed. So, I mean, whatever we have, they have it at a higher level, obviously, because it's a federal agency, they have some more investigative tools. But yeah, I mean, you got to be careful. If y'all never watch Dateline,
Yes. Oh, all the time.
they always get you by the phone. They always get you by the phone. On Pluto, they have this Dateline channel that I've been obsessed with, that I could watch Dateline 24 hours a day. So I watch Dateline, I watch 48 hours, and they always get you by the phone. They turn around a person, I wasn't there. Oh, no, your phone was there. Your phone pinged. I didn't make any phone calls, but your phone was on. And so technology has really become, we're living in a world that is almost like the Matrix in a way. People, there's so much information about us that we give out. Our phones, it tells us where we are. We go to CVS or Walgreens, we put in our number, they know what medications we buy, what things we do. We use value and rewards card. We go to Kroger's or Publix, and they know what types of food we like. We're on websites and social media, they know what we visit. So, I mean, you think about this in an intelligent space. If someone's just looking at the information that's out there, they can find out a lot about you. And so that's why I'm confident that between the door cams that are in the area, the cameras that Savannah Police already have, we're going to be able to figure this out.
Thank you. I'll watch an episode of Dateline.
Thank you. You should. You don't watch Dateline?
I haven't. No.
Oh man, I mean, in an hour they're going to solve the problem in an hour. I wish real life was that swift. So, but thank you all. God bless. Please take care of yourselves. We're not going to be bothering you, so I hope that your news teams will allow you all some rest over the holiday season. Take care of yourself. Take care of the team that takes care of you. And as always, thank you for being Savannah Strong. Peace.